This is the daily video of Nifty and Bank Nifty. In daily video I talk about my predictions which I made on Friday. I will talk about the potential entries with the information, the predictions I gave for the members. That information, how you had to use this information in the practical way to time your trades with today's price action. Hi, this is your host Yogesh Vats from channel Trade and Grow. On this channel you will get the daily analysis of Nifty and Bank Nifty, weekly analysis of stocks, so that you can get comfortable in your trading with the information available every day for both indexes and the stocks. This is the community tab from where you can get my analysis daily. I post every day in evening for the next day, and whatever the information you want to get about the membership, that is the tab from where you can get each and every detail of the membership. This is the join button. From there, this button you can join this channel's membership. Now let us discuss about the predictions which I made on Friday for this day trading. This is the marking Nifty marking levels. I gave the marking levels for today's trading. Now you see these levels. Then I'll discuss all these levels on chart. You can see I made only 3 halts, that is one zone number 1, halt 2 and halt 1. Whatever the trade you had to take on these halts with the information that is available in form of trade idea, I will discuss here. This is the chart of Nifty. You can see the same zone, halt 2 and halt 1 are there. Just check the information, the gap up, gap down opening and the range bound trade. Right, this is the range bound trade and gap down opening. I show you my prediction for this day. The trade idea posted for the convenience of all the members of the group. If you see the point number 4, I clearly mentioned that my bias is down to range bound. I showed you the gap down opening, and after it I showed you the range bound trade like this. Let us see the same thing again on the chart so that you can resemble each and every word of my statement with the price action. This is your gap down opening down, my bias is down to range bound. This is your range bound trade. Exactly each and every word of my bias I matched it with the today's price action. Now let us discuss about the planning, how you had to take this information. Now see this point number 2, a dash line is made which is lower end of the zone 1. Till this is intact, no long please. Yes, if this upper zone is just breach, then leave your short immediately, but long can only be initiated when taken out on 5-minute chart to upsides. Just read this point, that is very important point. If the price opens gap down between halt 2 and zone 1, then see first 4 candles, are they showing some support? If yes, then it will move to the dash line. Otherwise, see these words, otherwise to halt number 1. Right, clearly I stated in this point that how you had to trade, you have to match these words with the price action in the morning, and you have to see how the price action is behaving after gap down opening. That is, I told that if the price opens near halt 2, this is near halt 2, and if takes support, then it would move towards zone 1, and otherwise I told it would move towards halt 1. Can you see the price move towards halt 1? Because the price opened gap down, and after that what happened, it took resistance. I mentioned that if takes support, then it will move towards zone 1, but in this price action the price took resistance of halt 2. That is why your target is halt 1, clearly mentioned in the first in the second point of this analysis. If you have the information that I have clearly told that first my bias is towards downside to range bound. It means whenever you saw this information that price is taking support, that I already resistance that I already mentioned in the trading idea, then halt 1 is your target. It means if it is taking support, you have to short this price for the target of halt number 1. That was the clear trade I mentioned in my lines. How you had to do this trade, let us discuss about that, because you should know how to use what's 5-minute intraday techniques. Regular viewers know about the what's 5-minute intraday techniques. If you are a new viewer, then you must understand how these techniques works in daily price action, so that you can make your trading easy by understanding them. I created it with the experience of 15 to 16 years in the market. Therefore, that is the summary of my opinions, and I am giving it to you free so that you people can make your trading easy. I will post the suggested video playlist at the end of this video. If you are a new, please go through with this playlist. You will find the videos on the ultimate trading. There you will get about the proper execution of what's 5-minute intraday techniques. Just check this very first candle. It is the candle which took resistance of this point, the point I made as a halt number 2. You need to understand, every day wherever I mark, the price always follows my marking. That I have been proving for last more than 2 years. Not even a single video you can take out where the where I marked the levels and the price did not obey all these levels. Price obeys this level. I am giving this perfect information to you. You can check all my videos. You will find the same level of precision where I mark the levels. You will find the price is reacting on these levels. Here the price took support. It means that point which the price made here, that is a temporary support point according to what's 5-minute intraday techniques, and this becomes the first testing and this becomes the second testing, right? And after second testing, you know, according to what's intraday technique, that you need to find your setup towards that direction. The direction is this time downside because the testing has been done on the top. Therefore, the direction would be downside. Had the testing been done on the support side, then direction would be upside. So you need to understand the logics now after the direction is taken out. In this case, the direction is towards downside. So your next job is to find your timing, and timing comes with the information available through the candlestick and through the logics. The logics here are the price has already been tested 2 times. After checking 2 times, testing the levels, then you need to find your trade towards that side. So here, if you see the information, that is the bullish bearish engulfing pattern. For that pattern, you can see the evening star pattern. Evening star pattern means the reversal pattern, and it gives you the information that price is not going to move upside, it is going to move downside, and that further is corroborated by this bearish engulfing pattern. And when you saw this bearish engulfing pattern and price took resistance at this point, then this is your first entry point. You have to keep your stop loss of this point, the bearish engulfing pattern, and you know, when you enter at this point, keeping the stop loss of this point, this is your exit point. Which point? Halt number 1 is your exit point, because I have already given you the target that if you find that sort of behavior of the price which is taking resistance on the halt number 2, then your target would be the halt number 1. So here you had to take your trade at this candle, keeping the stop loss of this candle, and this would be your reward. Why you would exit at this point? Let us discuss about that also, because both things are important. The entry and exit both are important in trading. Here, how would you take your decision for the exit? You can see the price action. Price is moving down, and this is the candle which is the bearish candle. After that, what is happening? The price is not drifting towards downside more, because you see the bulls came at this point. Even after this candle, the bulls came at this point. It means the bulls made a point of support, that is the temporary support here. it made the temporary support. When the temporary support was established, that is a clear signal that you have to come out from your position of exit, position of short side, sorry. So this was your exit point and entry point was at this point, right? This was your first trade of Nifty. Now let us discuss about the second trade. From support side, this becomes your first temporary support point, and this is the first testing point. So we need at least two testing to go upside. In this case, we did not get any move, any setup towards upside, because the testing is one and we did not get any setup. That is why we cannot take trade towards upside. But as I have discussed that here you took your entry just by the testings. Now again, when the one cycle of testing is completed, today the second cycle of testing started, and when the second cycle of testing started, then it is already a tested point. It becomes the first testing point. Now there is no temporary resistance point here, because the temporary resistance which is made in morning, that is already tested by 2 times, and we had taken a one trade towards the downside on this point. So this becomes, when this sort of condition prevails in the price action, then this point becomes the first testing point, and here is your second testing point. When the second testing point, you now you need the setup, sort of for what? Setup for downside. If you see the logic here, that shooting star is made, this is spinning top, and after spinning top, this is the ceiling. Whenever you see this kind of scenario, it means this is your stop loss point and your exit point is halt number 1. When you entered at this point, keeping the stop loss of this point, here whenever the price reaches to the halt number 1, that becomes your exit point. Why it is exit point? There is, you need not to wait for this candle, the bullish candle, because I have already told you that after gap down opening you will find a range bound trade like this. This is happening since morning. Whenever this is happening since morning, it means it is quite obvious that whenever the price goes to downside and reaches at this level, you need not to find any candle of upside. You just exit at this point and book your profit. So this was your second entry in the Nifty. Let us discuss about the Bank Nifty. Whatever the predictions I made about the Bank Nifty, let us see these predictions, and then again I will discuss about the potential entries with the logic, how you had to trade these entries. If you see, this is the Bank Nifty marking I posted on Friday, right, 1 day ago, and these were the levels, right? Halt number 2, this is complete zone 1 and halt number 1. Let us see these levels on the chart first. Same levels you will find here, halt number 2, and this is zone 1 and halt number 1, right? Now let us see the trade plan, whatever the trade plan and the predictions of this index I made on Sunday. Let us discuss about that. What I wrote in the point number 3, my bias is downside to the range bound, right? Even in this case, I also wrote the same thing regarding my bias. Now this is the main point. Main direction changing points are zone number 1, upper and lower band. I gave much importance to the zone number 1, upper and lower band. A dashed line is made if the price on opening takes support of this line and crosses upper band of zone 1, the price would be range bound between 171 EMA and this zone. What is important is that if the price crosses the zone number 1 upper end, it will be range bound between 171 EMA and this zone, clearly written here. Let us see the same statement, the prediction of this index on the chart. This is your zone number 1, right? You can see complete zone number 1 is here. Now you see the price. I told whenever first see the precision, the gap down opening, I told clearly that the gap down opening, and after that this is the range bound trade, completely range bound trade, right? Whatever I wrote, that you can see in this price action. How I knew that it is going to be a range bound trade, and why did not I make more this support level after this point? And I ask you, why price took support of that level only? Exactly at that level price took support. Why did not I make more support for the levels? Because I knew the movement of the price. That is why I made these things at this point. I did not make any halt at this point. I did not make any halt at this point. Exactly at the same point where it had to take place. And my arrow, you can see the arrow here, which shows that if the price confirms the condition of this halt, then the price would move downside. It means I was quite aware that price would not move downside from this arrow. In spite of that, the global markets were down, and everybody was in the fear that the price is going to move more down from the opening, but it did not happen. Why? Because I made the halts here, and I knew the price is going to stop at this point, and after that it will be range bound. Same is seen in this price action. Let us discuss about the point number 2, which I clearly mentioned you. I said if the upper zone of the zone 1 is crossed, is breached, then you will see range bound trade. Is not it the range bound trade? And what I said, you will find the range bound trade between 171 EMA and this zone 1. Clearly mentioned, this is your 171 EMA and this is your zone 1. This is all the range bound trade. Every word of my predictions you can see in form of price action. That sort of perfection I tried to impart with all my members of YouTube channel. This is all about the price action. Let us discuss about the potential entries, how you had to take entries by applying this information which I gave in form of my analysis and using the what's 5-minute intraday techniques. Let us see this candle first. This candle took support of the halt number 1, right? So it becomes your first testing temporary support point. I am sorry, it's a temporary support point, and whenever the price tested this level, it becomes your first testing point, right? After that, what happened? The price gone into the consolidation, right? This is the first testing point. We need second testing point to go for the upside direction, but the price action did not permit us to go upside because the second testing has not been completed. You cannot say this as a second testing because the price could not move upside. That is why it is not second testing. Basically, these are the sub testing that I did not share how you had to use the sub testing level, because first you need to understand the main testing levels, and the first testing level is this. After that, this is the second testing level. Whenever the second testing is confirmed by this price action, how would you take your trade? See the information on the second testing level. This is the support made by the candle, right? This is support, and after that this candle is tested further by this small candle having the buying pressure. Whenever you saw this form of support after second test, and this support is further confirmed by this big bearish bullish candle, it is your entry point. You have to keep your stop loss of the low of this candle. This is your entry point, and where is your exit point? Exit point is simply on 171 EMA. You can see whenever the price reached at 171 EMA, it got rejected from this level, and after that down. So this was your first entry by applying what's 5-minute intraday techniques and applying the marking which I gave you, because the price, the lower zone of this zone number 1 is this halt, and the price came to this halt. I every time tell everybody that you have to look your trades on the halts. You apply your what's 5-minute intraday techniques on the halt. So on this halt, on this zone number 1, you apply the what's 5-minute intraday technique, and that point becomes the second testing point. After that, you got your trade, and this is your exit point. Now let us discuss about the upside, because the trade I shared with you, that is the trade from the downside, from the support side. Now let us discuss about the trade of the resistance side. So what happened on the resistance side? This is the temporary resistance point. After this temporary resistance point, this complete movement is the sub testing. So that testing becomes the first testing point. According to these techniques, if the subtest is being done, then the complete testing becomes the first testing off point, right? And that becomes the second testing off point. And whenever the second testing is done from the upside, it means you will get your trade towards the downside, right? And now after second testing, you have to see the logics before any entry, right? Now in this case, the logic is, this is the shooting star candle which is rejected by the 171 EMA. It confirms the entry of bears, and that is further confirmed by these three candles, right? Because these three candles made resistance. This is the further confirmation, and after that, this is your entry point. You have to keep the stop loss of this point. And where is your exit point? Simply, exit point is the lower end of the zone. You know the price is moving in the lower end of the zone, and I have already told that the price is going to be range bound. That you already know. That sir has already said that the price is going to be range bound after gap down opening, and the same is happening since morning. It means that points is also authenticated by the statement and the behavior of the price. So here you will book your profit. So this was your second entry, and first entry I have already discussed with you. This way you had to trade today's price action in Nifty and Bank Nifty. If you are able to catch even the one trade in any of these indexes, I must congratulate you, because you are on the right track to learn these techniques along with the marking and the ideas I am giving you. You are now able to sync with the analysis which I provide every day on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you would learn many things from this explanation, and I will meet you tomorrow with a new explanation. Till then, take care and goodbye.